In 2799, Jasper Hurston married the 22-year-old Maria Wharton in an act of defiance against his family, and specifically his father, Alton. Though one of his boldest confrontations, it wouldn't be his last. Jasper's independent streak and inclination to put Maria before his family would eventually lead him to being swept into the dustbin of Hurston family history. No plaque or statue commemorates him in Lorville, but, in a strange twist of fate, the Maria Pure of Heart medical facility would be named in honour of the woman he was told not to marry. Alton Hurston's assessment of Maria Wharton was hyperbolic, but based on a kernel of truth. The Wharton family had once been a fixture in the upper echelons of society, only to lose their status due to their vocal opposition to the Messer government. The family's construction firm first rose to prominence by building the spaceport in Quinton on Angeli in the Croshaw system. A stream of lucrative government contracts followed, with their most famous being the design and construction of the biodomes that enclosed Jutta in the Davian system. Yet, the Wharton construction empire would crumble after being blacklisted by the Messer regime following their refusal of a contract to build an internment centre they denounced as inhumane. When Maria was born in 2777, her family lived in a tenement high-rise in Jutta and struggled to survive. Her parents were prominent anti-Messer activists who spoke openly about how the regime destroyed the Wharton legacy due to their dissent. A picture of a defiant teenage Maria and her parents protesting in the streets of Jutta when the Messer regime was overthrown in 2792 was circulated widely on Spectrum. She became a minor celebrity and used the attention to land lucrative promotional deals that helped raise her family out of poverty. She also leveraged her newfound fame to become a vocal proponent of a variety of progressive political causes, which is why her decision to marry into the Hurston family shocked many close to her. Though Maria would go on to fight for improved medical care for all Hurston employees, friends would criticise her for allying with a company that seemed to embody everything she believed was wrong with the empire. Some historians have even questioned whether she stopped fighting for truly revolutionary reforms at Hurston for the sake of her own name and reputation. In 2786, Olivia Hurston convinced the company board to install her younger brother, Alton, as CEO. Transcripts from the closed-door meeting reveal Olivia sold the idea by describing Alton as an ideal stopgap CEO who could keep the chair warm, until the board found the ideal person to lead the company into the 29th century. Olivia hoped to convince her son, Desmond, to join the company and ultimately be groomed for the position. Yet, she worried that naming Alton CEO would increase the chances of his enterprising son, Jasper, attaining the position. So Olivia worked with the board behind her brother's back to stonewall Jasper's career by transferring him away from the corporate headquarters on Earth to the Davian office. Jasper languished there for years, knowing his career was in trouble if his CEO father couldn't rectify the situation. He contemplated leaving the company to make a name for himself another way, until one fateful night when he met Maria Wharton. A mutual friend introduced Jasper and Maria, and they bonded over a deep, shared sense that family history and politics were working against both of them. When they married in 2799, Maria convinced Jasper to stay at Hurston to focus on being a force for good. Meanwhile, she leveraged his status to further bolster her celebrity and reputation by holding lavish charity events that highlighted her as much as the cause. She admitted to loving the attention and justified using the events to raise her profile by telling the Terra Gazette that, "I understand the importance of your name and reputation. My family had theirs destroyed for standing up for what was right. So if I can now attach mine to a cause I truly believe in and get us both a bit more attention, then I consider that a win-win. More people will learn about a great cause, and more people will learn about me and hopefully take an interest in other initiatives I support." In 2803, Jasper's mid-level management position within Hurston involved examining a rash of new laws passed at the system and local level that strengthened environmental protections and worker rights. As part of a team tasked with assessing whether these new laws would be cheaper to comply with or fight in court, Jasper saw the extent of Hurston's predatory labour and devastating environmental practices that had been allowed under the Messer regime. He shared this confidential information with Maria, who was likewise horrified. Worried that a leak would be immediately tied back to Jasper, the two contacted a Terra Gazette reporter with the names of several former Hurston employees who were off-booked after suffering severe injuries in an explosion at a Hurston weapon manufacturing plant. The subsequent article brought to light off-booking, a predatory labour practice used by Hurston to void an employee's life labour contract so the company no longer had to provide housing or healthcare. The story revealed that the company kept meticulous records on each employee, documenting even minor infractions, like taking unauthorised bathroom breaks, to use as justification for the firing and releasing them from any liability to cover their medical bills. Following the story and subsequent public scandal, Maria publicly announced she would host a fundraiser to help pay for the healthcare of workers who were off-booked. Her established reputation and public admonishment of the company made headlines across the Empire, leading Jasper and Maria to receive a comm from his father, Alton, requesting that they immediately visit him at Hurston headquarters. Their gambit had worked. In the meeting, Maria agreed to stop publicly criticising the company and cancel her event in exchange for two things: her working with the company to address the issue, and Jasper getting a transfer back to headquarters. Alton and the board agreed, knowing that partnering with Maria on the issue would be a public relations win. The couple relocated to Earth, and in 2804, Maria oversaw and implemented the largest expansion of Hurston's healthcare program, which the company successfully spun as a sign of its willingness to embrace the ethos of the new empire. Yet Maria would privately admit that she compromised on several issues to get the deal done, and that it didn't do enough to guarantee future coverage for those off-booked. Meanwhile, Jasper's standing within the company skyrocketed, though some influential family members resented that he achieved this status through public pressure applied by Maria. This faction opposed numerous manufacturing modernisation initiatives spearheaded by Jasper, as well as Maria's attempts to further expand the company's healthcare policies. The couple pushed Alton to champion their agenda, but he stonewalled their efforts, clearly worried that submitting to their pressure would only get him ousted as CEO. By 2811, Maria was convinced that real change would only occur with Jasper as CEO, and that he could only reach that position the way Archibald Hurston did, through a ruthless corporate takeover. Jasper secretly met with family members who supported him and set out to convince a few he believed would be on the fence. Then, one day, Alton called Jasper into his office and fired his son for plotting a coup against him and the family. Upon hearing the news, Maria stormed into Alton's office and demanded that Jasper get his job back. Exactly what happened next would become a point of contention within the family for years. Near the end of Maria's life, a confidant claimed she told him the truth of what happened. Allegedly, she threatened to expose the company for dumping toxic chemicals into a lake on Asura, which ruined its ecosystem and rendered its water unsafe to drink, unless Jasper got his job back. Alton made it clear that Jasper's political manoeuvrings made him a persona non grata within the company, and that while exposing the Asura incident would be bad for Hurston, it would also force the company to bury Maria and Jasper in lawsuits that could bankrupt them. In the end, Jasper would never work for the company again, but, in 2812, Maria would help launch the Hurston Health Foundation, a charity focused on providing medical care to all former employees, including those who were off-booked. Today, some believe Maria prioritised her legacy above fighting for real change. Others argue that she made the best out of a bad situation and helped Hurston workers more than anyone else of the era. Regardless, Maria's name became the one remembered and revered. Thanks in large part to Maria and Jasper's son, Chesterfield Hurston, who became one of the most powerful and venerated board members of the 29th century. Following Maria's death in 2880, Chesterfield announced that the new state-of-the-art medical facility being built in Lorville would be named in her honour. Many saw this as a fitting tribute to the woman who championed worker healthcare, yet others believe it to be a strategic move by Chesterfield to enshrine and ally himself with his mother's legacy instead of his father's. Much like the contentious relationship between Alton and Jasper, Chesterfield and Jasper famously feuded, including on the fateful night Jasper disappeared, leaving some to speculate that the Hurston family knows more about what really happened to Jasper than they've publicly revealed.
For those of you that are keeping your eyes peeled, you will have noticed that the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 is on sale again until the 8th of September. They are natively supported in Star Citizen, giving you precision, head and eye tracking that can help with immersion, as well as adding another level of control to your toolset. It's a cool piece of tech that you can use for streaming and seeing where your eyes are going, and loads of other games are supported too. Check out my links below to get one of those at discount. Are we alone in the universe? The truth is out there, but what if aliens visit Earth? But they're like monsters, and all they do is look through your internet history, judging you, laughing at you with all their alien friends, watching your every move live, and then they send like 1 million ads to you about alien products that you don't want, like those shoes and socks that have a gap between your big toes. No one needs that. But what you do need is nordvpn.com/BoredGamer, which helps you prevent that happening from the more real threat of humans doing the same. It encrypts your internet connection, hides your IP address and location, it has an inbuilt ad blocker, and also helps you gain access to region-based content. You should go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer and get a big ol' discount. You can also click the links below. Every month, we have a ship giveaway. For August, it's for a Crusader Mercury Star Runner with lifetime insurance. This medium-sized, well-armed cargo and data hauler is great for trying out a huge range of what Star Citizen has to offer, a perfect mission runner ship. To be in for a chance of winning, just comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details in the description below. There are some amazing people that help support the channel by clicking on the join button under my videos and becoming a channel member or becoming a Patreon with the links below. That helps keep the channel going and producing daily content. Please consider joining their ranks, but commenting, liking, subscribing, that all massively helps too. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the verse.